Sat Nam, everyone. This is a replay of the Central Idealism Manifestation, Group Manifestation Krya that you have requested. So it is a pleasure to share this information with you. And I just want to give a little bit of an introduction into myself. My name is Maria. I have over 20 years experience as an energy medicine practitioner. I'm a practitioner in classical kinesiology as well as a holistic personal trainer. I studied nutrition and naturopathy, and I am also a Kundalini yoga teacher. So, centralized idealism, what is it? So I'm going to share my screen with you to give you a really simplified explanation into what it is and how this compares to social idealism. So centralized idealism is all about the we, less about the I. So when we watch a lot of these, and this, I laughed because this is actually something that I did for years when I was manifesting. My manifestations were always more about the I. And even though my intention was to serve the we, do treatments, have a space where people can come and do retreats, my focus was very much on how this vision, like the bigger house, being able to offer more space for people, I thought was about the we. And I didn't realize that this was a very base frequency, which is known as two-dimensional frequency, which is more about judgments and ideals and what you think people, how you think people perceive you, and what kind of level of expectation you put in place, or perhaps as a blockade in your life as to why you were not already doing something. So I felt like unless I had this space, the retreat where people could come and stay, and I had this big house and this big venue, that I couldn't project this image or truly do the job that I wanted to do at the level that I wanted to do it, and also be able to support at the time the demographic of people I wanted to support. And when we look at these social media posts, and when we look at these general manifestations, you'll find that it's all about how you can improve your own life, what it is that you can do for yourself, to build your confidence, to believe in yourself. And I'm all for bringing people back to their self and their true self, and believing in themselves. It's not a criticism. I'm just comparing it to central idealism. So central idealism is when we are in alignment with what is known as the three brains, and I'm going to come back to that. And central idealism is all about the we. So this manifestation is about how we can look at ways of solving what are at the moment some of the world's imbalances, if you like, not to put a negative word on it, but to how can we support people are less fortunate, how can we support the environment, how can we look after animals better, how can we nourish and nurture one another better. So when we look at central idealism, it's a central ideal that is for the great of good of all. Now, what are these three brains? So we all know that we've got a head brain, and as you can see, I've got this 2D. So the head brain is an incredible analytical machine. It is vital in your life. It will protect you if the tiger comes into the room. It tells you right, wrong, good, bad, yes, no. And it's the judgmental mind. And so therefore, this is why the 2D is here, because it falls into the category of the I and the I want, and it can be based on society's ideals. So what society's expectation is of how you should perceive yourself as, like for me, how I thought as a successful practitioner living in a big house with a big car. So it really is a personal thing, but that's what 2D represents, and that's what a 2D social centralized idealism is. And then we have 3D, which is the gut brain. And this isn't woo woo, this is actual science. We have three brains, and you may have. I've never met a person yet who hasn't had a gut feeling about something, or was like, oh no, I knew that was going to happen. I felt that that was going to happen. And that is actually your gut brain. And it's a lot more subtle, the energy that you get sometimes in the gut brain, because this tends to rule the show. And what we want to create, and what I'm going to be opening today with a mantra, which is known as the Adi mantra, which really opens us up into a Kriya and a practice, but it specifically works on connecting these three brains, this energy, before we start a practice. And then we have the heart brain, which is the giving and the receiving. It gives us life, and it receives in return when it pumps blood into the organs, the nourishment and the support to keep us going. And it is the eternal timekeeper in life. It is the divine timing. So when we have these three brains aligned, we're aware of our intuition, and our intuition is all about knowing without knowing. There are so many instances in people's lives where they just know something's right, just know something's wrong, but they have no explanation. It's a feeling, they just know, and that's your gut trying to communicate with you. But sometimes, if you're not aware of this dynamic, the 2D brain can really play games with your intuition. And as you become more familiar with practices such as Kundalini yoga, there are other practices out there, and deep meditation as well, you become more aware and more attuned and more connected to this energy. And when we are aligned, when we're truly aligned, and we're not just thinking, I manifest the house in Scotland that overlooks the golf course. I manifest a brand new Porsche. I manifest, a horse. I manifest whatever it is that you would love to bring into your life. And it's not a criticism at all. I myself, like I said, also fixated on this and thought that that would also be this. But it's two very different energies. And this 2D frequency is all about survival, and it links back into what are our lower base chakras. So your root chakra is all about stability. And then when we start to go into the other three, it's more about judgment. So the next three chakras, from root, sacrum and solar plexus, it's all about how you perceive yourself in the world and how you think others perceive you. And when we start journeying up into the upper chakras, it becomes more about an awareness, a connection to all that is living in life. So when we manifest from an attuned, balanced place, set an intention, then we are able to really create this energetic shift. Everything in the world is made up of energy, and actually, whether you realize it or not, we truly do affect each other's moods, how we react, and also the state and environment of the place that we actually live, not just in our homes, but also on the planet as well. A lot of people feel like it's not their responsibility to try and support on a level that could profoundly make a difference. And you don't have to, quit your job and dedicate your life to trying to save the planet, but actually manifesting the kind of world that you'd like to live in, and actually asking or opening your mind to solutions. The things that we are most passionate about in life, the things that really niggle us, are the things that you, if you can channel and focus your mind, your three brains, and breathe to believe in a manifestation, write it down, connect to it with the breath. So I'm going to come into breathing in a moment. You can truly make a fundamental difference to the way that you perceive things, the way that you connect with others, and ultimately your environment and the planet we live on. When we are aligned, we shine. We have something about us that draws people in because they feel inspired. They want to know what you're doing differently, what it is that has kind of led you on this path of self-belief, and also this sense of raising the vibration in the world for people to truly connect with and actually have hope in their hearts, as opposed to fear and dread and instability, which keeps us at this base level when people keep thinking, I need to win the lottery to survive because I can't pay my bills. This is possible for anybody to learn. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to go into a little bit about the breath. So kinesiologically, in your body, everything is connected. So every muscle, every organ, everything. And we have something called meridians, which are, or nodis, you might know them as, which are used, well, meridians are used in Chinese medicine, which is what I'm trained in. And these meridians are like, imagine they are a circuit board. Like you have a circuit board running through your hands, and each of those circuits is connected to an organ, a function, an emotion, a chakra. It's connected to not just your physicality in the way that you move your body, but it's connected to the energetics, the chemical components, and there is an emotion associated with every part of your body's organs, functions, and it's phenomenal. Your body is incredible and it's always trying to communicate with you. If you want to know more details about that, then do feel free to contact me at hello@mariafen.co.uk. But when we breathe, we believe and take in everything and circulate it around the body. So taking in mind what I've just said about that everything is connected in your body to a frequency, an emotion, it affects the lipids, the peptides, the hormones in your body. Everything is affected. So what you perceive to be true and what you believe in becomes your reality. You may have heard this, and sometimes it sounds quite harsh when people say, well, you're living the life that you've kind of manifested because you've created it yourself. And when you're going through difficult situations, you're like, why would I manifest an abusive relationship, or why would I manifest a job I don't like? But your belief system is so incredibly powerful. So when we do this practice and we are doing the breath work, the reason why we journal and we write down an intention at the beginning is because throughout this practice, throughout this Kriya, which basically means movement, breath, mantra, mudra, don't think I've missed anything. So when we're doing this, we are literally changing your blood chemistry. We are stretching through the meridians and we're breathing to believe in your intention. So, without further ado, I'm just going to do a very quick breathing exercise to just kind of relax us before we go into the first part, which is just the journaling, where we're going to, as a group, think about something that we'd like to manifest out into the world for the great of good for all. Now, this isn't for us all to have the same manifestation. There's no control on this. It's what you personally would like to manifest. We're here as a group because it's incredibly powerful to come together and have a vision of our own and project this hope out into all life. So, coming to a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. You can be sat in a chair like I am, you can come down onto the floor. Just make sure you're upright with your knees lower than your hips, back up nice and tall. Just going to rub the palms together. And I'm going to tune us in only one time with the Adi mantra, which is Ong, O-N-G, Namo, Gurudev, Namo, which means Ong, which comes from Om, which is the infinite, and Ong is felt if you try Ong and put the tongue to the roof of the mouth. It resonates with the 2D brain. And then Namo, which is like Namaste, which also means I belly you, I bow to you. Gurudev is Guru, basically means turning anything from darkness into light. So when we chant this Om Namo Gurudev Namo, it basically means I bow before the eternal wisdom within me and within all living things. So bringing the hands together, placing the thumbs and the sternum. The elbows can be splayed out or resting on the rib cage. The eyes are going to be closed and rolled upwards in towards the middle point between the two brows. We're going to breathe deeply into the tummy. Exhale, navel to spine, so we exhale fully, and we're going to do a few breaths like this, so you just get into the rhythm, breathing in, exhale fully, breathing in, exhale fully, breathing in to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And then we take a big inhalation of breath in. Hold, suspend this breath only for as long as comfortable for you, and then we activate the rectum and urinary muscles. Exhale when needed, eyes can be closed or open, and then we rest the palms facing upwards on the lap. Just taking a moment to check into our bodies, sensing any sensations. This Adi mantra really is this opening sequence that we use in Kundalini Yoga to really open up these three brains. The Namo connects with the gut brain, and the Gurudev connects with the heart brain. So it's really this unlocking and opening of the three brains before we proceed. And I just want to do a very simple pranayama with you before we begin, so we relax and really, really start to connect into the energy of this Kriya. So with your eyes open, we're going to be blocking off the right nostril. Doesn't matter which side you start. You can put your index finger and thumb together in Gaya Mudra, or you can just rest the palm on the lap facing up, and the eyes again are going to be closed and rolled upwards, but just watch me through until you feel comfortable. So much like in the beginning, we inhaled into the abdomen, and sometimes this takes a while to get used to. So just breathing your fullest breath and trying to feel this connection of breathing into the tummy for today is fine. This is something you may wish to practice. So we're going to be blocking off the left nostril, breathing in deeply into the abdomen, creating this sense of fullness, eyes closed, rolled upwards. And then we exhale fully out through the nose. And then we bring the left hand down, Gaya Mudra, and come to the right side, blocking off the left nostril. Eye position's the same. Exhaling out the right. Switching sides when you're ready. Connect with your own pattern here, your own breath work. You don't have to go at the same pace as me. Listen to your own body. Keep going. And what we're doing here is we're really connecting in with what is that Ida and Pingala, which is the cooling, calming breathing in through the left nostril. And then the right side is the more motivational sun, fire energy. And when we breathe like this, we're creating this sense of balance and equilibrium through the Sushma. Two more each side. And one more each side. And on this last one, bringing both hands down into Gaya Mudra on the lap, eyes still closed. And then we're going to breathe in through both nostrils. So big breath in. Hold, suspend the breath, squeezing rectum and urinary muscles. Exhaling out the nose. And again, breathing in. Exhaling when needed. Last one, big inhalation here. Hold, suspend the breath, squeezing rectum urinary muscles. Exhale fully. Breathing normally, eyes still closed. When you're ready, just fluttering the eyes. And without too much fuss, I just want to give you a couple of minutes to write down what it is that you would like to manifest or love to manifest into the world right now. Perhaps you need some direction in your own life that you feel will really greatly impact the environment around you and help to raise the energy and give hope and love to your loved ones and the environment around you. So it can be something on a big scale or something closer to home, whatever feels right for you. And then when you're ready, we're going to be coming down onto our mats. So if you don't have a mat, then you can use a towel or a blanket. Just make sure that your surface isn't slippery. I'm just going to adjust my screen to make sure that you can see me. Now, if there's any postures or positions throughout this practice that you feel are just not accessible to you, then back off, listen to your body, respect its wisdom, and know that we all have limitations and there's things that I still cannot do, which I'm fine with. I just respect, love, nurture, and send love to my body when there's postures I know that are not right for my biomechanics. We're not all the same. So, and if you would like any alternatives, again, you can just email me at hello@mariafen.co.uk and I will be very happy to assist you. So I'm just going to clear space, and I have some of my coloured silks out. I also work in colour therapy as well. So let's just tilt this so you can see my mat. Okay, let's get ready to begin. Hopefully you can hear the music. I'm just going to pause this momentarily whilst we do move this out of view. Whilst we do tune in again, I'm going to do 3. So the Adi mantra, and then I'm going to do something called the Mangalam Charan, just because this is almost like forming pillars around us, energy pillars. So hands together, placing the thumbs in at the sternum, big inhalation of breath here, really breathing into that belly, exhaling fully, elbows splayed out or resting on the rib cage, breathing in again. Exhale fully. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Om Satguru Namo, Jagadguru Namo, Satguru Namo, Sri Gurudeva Namo, Adguru Namo, Jagadguru Namo, Satguru Namo, Sri Gurudeva Namo, Adguru Namo, Jagadguru Namo, Satguru Namo, Sri Gurudeva Namo. Big inhalation in. Hold, suspend the breath, squeeze rectum and urinary muscles, eyes rolled up and closed towards the point between the two brows. Exhale when ready. And the first asana we're going to be doing, you can do this in a cross-legged position, or you can do this in rock pose like me, so sitting on your heels. You may wish to put a blanket underneath your heels, or you can do this from a seated position. Completely up to you, whatever feels right. Bear with me, music. You know, you have everything lined up and these things happen. Okay, so coming into what is known as Sufi circles. So we're going to be inhaling as we come forwards, exhaling as we come back, and I really want you to relax into this move, relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Eyes can be closed or they can be open, and we breathe in as we come forwards, exhale as we come back. Activating from the pelvic floor, so just that little squeeze on those urinary muscles. And then we're going to change directions. Just really connecting in with your body. Being aware of any niggles in your pelvis, your back as we do this. And when we do these Sufi circles, we're connecting in with the top part of the femur, going into the acetabula. Your left leg is all to do with your intention. Your right leg is all to do with motivation. And the pelvis is all connected and to do with your purpose. Again, coming back the other way, inhale. Back the other way again. Coming to center, big inhalation in. Imagine you're drawing energy, so squeezing rectum urinary from root to the base of the spine, up the body to the top of the head, which is known as the crown. Exhale when you need to. Taking a moment here, palms facing up. Allowing the breath to return to normal. And then if you've been in a cross-legged position, we're now going to come into a kneeling position. If you've been in a kneeling position and need to change, you can do this from a chair if it's uncomfortable for you, or opt for cross-legged. So we're going to inhale. This is spinal flex. Being very mindful and careful of the neck, being careful not to overstrain the neck. We inhale, come forward, shoulder blades come back, so we're opening up this heart center. And then we exhale, gently tipping the pelvis, so we create this curve in the spine. Chin comes in towards the chest. We inhale forwards. Again, eyes closed and rolled up towards the center point between the two brows. Connecting breath with your movement pattern. Working at your own pace, so your own breath. You might want to go faster or slower than me. Just listen to your body and how it's feeling today. And if your neck doesn't have a comfortable range of movement, just stabilize it and just make this a rocking motion, coming forwards like this and back. This is your own body, and we want to respect and honor it and feel good about what we do. Coming center, inhale. So again, squeezing rectum, urinary, really creating this sense of moving energy from spine to crown. But whatever feels right for you, there's no expectation of how you should feel. Exhale, letting it go through the nose or mouth, whatever feels right for you. And if you need to change your seated position again, I'm just going to use a cushion to place under my bottom. And we're going to be coming into a move which is very much like Qigong. So we're going to be exhaling and a rotation in the pelvis and a slight pelvic lock on here, so squeeze the pelvic floor. And then we're going to be grabbing like light energy and chi and pulling it into the body. So we, and what I want you to do is soften your gaze and imagine that you're staring out into space and really breathing to believe in this manifestation that you wrote down at the start of practice. Exhaling, reaching out, inhale, pulling in that light into existence and your very being. Work with your own breath. Make this very purposeful, very intentional. Imagine you're staring out beyond space and time, and you can really visualize this manifestation truly existing in existence, and the greater good and love that it can spread amongst all life. Invitation to use both hands now, or you can stay doing alternate if it feels right for you. Pushing out and then drawing in, squeezing from the pelvic floor every time that we do this. So it's a real through the nose, breathing in through the nose, activating rectum urinary. Let it go. Squeeze. Last one. Grab. Hold, suspend the breath. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Close your eyes and roll them upwards towards that middle point between the two brows. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Rectum and urinary. Squeeze the fingers. Make sure the thumbs are on the outside. Squeeze that lock from your root. Exhale fully. Resting the palms facing up on the thighs, eyes closed, just connecting in with your energy, being aware of any sensations in your body. Perhaps you can feel a shift in your energy already. like you need to change positions, sit in a chair, come to kneeling, cross-legged, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to have the fingers in Gyan Mudra, and we're going to come overhead and just splay the arms out slightly wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to be exhaling, so it's a rotation, head and neck come with you on the left, inhaling on the right. So again, we're putting this little bit of activation in that pelvic floor, so squeezing again from the rectum and urinary muscles. So we really work on this cool set of muscles to protect your back, and we're not throwing ourselves around like this. We're literally exhale, inhale through the nose or mouth, whatever's comfortable for you. Eyes are closed and rolled upwards. And what I want you to begin to sense is this, almost this sense of expansiveness, whatever that feels like for you, this kind of opening. When I'm in this position, I always imagine like white light pouring in through my crown and shining on my face. Circling through my body and out into existence. Another 30 seconds. Seconds. Come center, inhale, hands still overhead. Hold, suspend the breath, squeeze rectum, urinary, really splay the fingers out that aren't connected. And if it feels right, slightly arching back from the spine, eyes rolled up. Exhale fully. Hands floating down onto the lap. Just checking in with how you're feeling. Any sensations in the body. Just breathing, allowing for the breath to return to normal. And then we're just going to roll the shoulders. So it should feel like quite a luxurious move. We're going to inhale, roll them. Exhale as they roll back. Just releasing any tension from those muscles, and then we're going to roll them forwards. Intuitive moves in the neck if you want to. You can move it from side to side, just be very gentle with the neck, up, down, whatever feels right. Big inhalation, shoulders up towards the ears, and then just let it all go. Breathe out through the mouth again. Just letting go of all that tension. And then we're going to be coming onto all fours. If comfortable to do so, you may need to put a blanket underneath your knees. Hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. We're going to be inhaling into cat-cow. So from this position here, be very mindful of your back and work to the range of movement that's comfortable for you. We are going to engage the core, so navel to spine. We inhale in this position. I like to bend my elbows and kind of splay my chest, open up from the collarbones. Big inhalation, and then we exhale, tilting the pelvis and bringing the chin in towards the chest, looking at the navel. Inhale. Open up, exhale, and again, really breath pattern here. So again, you can move faster or slower than I am. And I really love to hear, imagine that synovial spinal fluid just flowing freely all the way from the base of my spine into the back of my head, like a wave, like an occipital wave of crystalline light. Our spine holds this crystalline fluid actually throughout the body, which is made up of salts and minerals. Actually, when we have a subluxation in the spine, lux means light, and it literally means blocking of the light, or block light. Then we're going to inhale. Coming to cow, hold to spend the breath here, squeeze rectum urinary muscles. Exhale back momentarily into Guru Pranam, stretching the hands out in front. If you can, bringing the head down to the floor. It helps to bring your knees wider to go deeper, and you can always use a cushion to place under the head. 3 big breaths here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Relaxing deeply. The head, the neck, the shoulders, releasing tension from the spine. Gently coming onto all fours. We're just going to gently push back into a downward dog. Splay the fingers, and we're going to bend the legs deeply. So coming onto the toes, engage the core. Push back. So tummy towards the thighs, chest towards the thighs. Spiral the elbows to face the back of the room towards your knees. So ears between the biceps. And then we're going to inhale as we lower one heel, and then exhale as we lower the other. Legs still deeply bent, so we create this triangle shape, straightening the back. Not forcing it, just listening to your body. And then when you feel ready, if you do feel ready, you can try and lower both heels. Taking in rocks from side to side. Or just remain static, really pushing back, abdomen, tummy towards the thighs. Then inhaling, feet towards hands, hands towards the feet. Exhale fully out the mouth. Bend the legs deeply and just allow for your body to hang here. And then we're going to inhale, coming to a half lift. So sliding the hands up to just below the knees, shoulder blades kissing together at the back, chin comes into the chest and the heart shoots forward, straightening the legs if you want to, keeping them bent. And then we exhale down, bend the legs deeply, inhale, come down, around and up so the arms come up overhead, stretching up to the sky, the ceiling. Exhaling the hands down the central meridian of the body. Just breathing here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Still bringing that intention, that manifestation into your mind's eye. Eyes closed. Transition now into archer pose. So stepping forward on the left leg, the back foot forms T. Make sure the back heel is aligned with the front heel. And then we're just going to bend deeply through that front leg. So hands are going to come round into position. And if this doesn't feel right for you, you can adjust your foot, but making sure this front leg's getting a lot of resistance through, because we really want to activate these thighs to connect in with that motivation, left forward intention and motivation. You want to feel like you're squeezing the heels together. Arm out straight, interlock the fingers, and we're going to be doing Kaspana Mudra here. So this mudra is about eliminating any negative connotations that makes you feel that you cannot manifest this dream, this reality into fruition and spread it out into the world. And we're going to make the focus on the inhalation, which is drawing in that light energy. So we're going to inhale, exhale, in this powerful Panchtatna breath. So it's like a 5 elemental breath. So the breathing is more on the focus on the exhalation. So we're not breathing and then we just breathe, pump the belly, like you're using it as a bellow when it naturally fills. Focus in crossing the thumbs over, and you can cross whichever one feels right for you. Focus on the end of that finger, and we should begin. Weight going through the heel on that front foot. Doing really well, keep going, last bit. Big inhalation of breath. And then we're going to pivot on our heels and transition this to the other side. So adjusting your feet into the same position. And again, we're going to go straight back into it with the breathing, make any adjustments to your feet. All of our biomechanics are different, so listen to your own body. Bending deeply through that front leg in Kaspana Mudra. Really focusing on that point. Your fingers pointing, imagine it's pointing out into existence or life. Drawing in that energy to manifest the power of your intention, your desires, your manifested desire to make a difference in this world. Keep going, last bit, weight going through the heel, that front heel. Really firing the inside seam of the legs, so heels pushing towards one another. Big inhalation of breath. Hold, suspend this breath. Bend deeply through that front leg, maintaining all your posture and form. Squeeze rectum urinary. Stay focused. Squeeze the heels together. Exhale. Arms come down. Just taking the legs wide. Just feeling that distribution of energy. Relaxing the palms and the hands. Breathing deeply into your existence, this life, and beyond. And then just pivoting the leg legs in towards one another. We're going to come into a horse stance. So this doesn't have to be a really deep squat position. Come into this quarter squat, but try to make sure that you're not like this. So you're putting pressure through the patella. We want the weight to be going into the backs of the heels. So straighten up the body so the coccyx is going towards the floor. So we apply this pressure, importantly, into these thighs, where we store those red blood cells in the marrow bone, and we produce 2 million red blood cells per beat of the heart. So when we breathe into believing, we're really circulating this energy around the body. The hands are going to be in front of the chest, the eyes are going to be closed, rolled up towards the third eye. I'm just going to be breathing deeply here, so breathing deeply into the abdomen, into your tummy, and then exhale fully. Releasing back in those heels. Imagine here in your mind's eye that manifestation for the great of good forming. Feeling the frequency of love throughout your body as you connect in the beat of your heart, your very existence. Last 20 seconds. Try and bend deeper into those legs. Breathe deeply if you need to come back out. And just straighten up your legs. Try and come straight back in for the last 10 seconds. Grip the floor with your toes. Breathe in. Hold, suspend the breath. Hold everything here. Squeeze rectum urinary. Imagine light traveling from crown to root, root to crown, connecting heaven with earth and beyond. Exhale, straightening the legs. Just taking some deep regulating breaths. As we prepare to come into Shavasana, so lying down on the floor, so transitioning. I use my bed to get down there. Onto your back, grabbing any props that you need. We're going to be placing one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Breathing deeply into the abdomen, the tummy. Exhaling fully. Feeling that natural rise and fall of the belly. And I really want you to connect in this position with the beating of your heart as you listen to these binary beats. Connecting in with your own pulse, your own existence, and with every breath, breathing in to believe in. Together we make a difference in this world for the greater good, for the lives of all in existence. This is not a time for judgment or blame or violence. The greatest change comes from solutions that come from a full heart, a heart overflowing with love for all life in existence. rising up beside you on the floor, feeling completely receptive and aware of the energetics in your body. Try not to think it, just feel, or whatever feels right for you. And when you're ready, taking a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Bringing the hands together, rubbing the palms, still lying down. Bringing the feet together, and if available to you, rubbing the soles of the feet together. Take a big stretch overhead. So if you're taking your first stretch in the morning, point the toes, play through the fingers, stretching into your body glove. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Gently just rocking your spine, just moving any which way, gently and not dramatically through your spine. And then crossing one leg over, rest the palms down by your sides. Reach your bum up and down so you make contact with your back on the floor. Inhale. Scoot your bum over to the right if your right leg is crossed, or left if the left is, and just allow for the legs to fall to where they'd like to today. Don't force it. You can also straighten the legs if it's too much to have them bent deeply. Just to bring in a spinal twist. Use your hands to push you to the center of your mat, and then just cross over the left over the right. Scooch the bum over to the left or right if you did the left first. Inhale fully. Exhale, allowing for the legs to drop to the other side, and again make any adjustments that you need to here, and if you can, try and keep that shoulder on the floor. Head and neck can follow you, or they can stay in the middle, whatever feels right. Push your hands, palms to the floor, straighten the body, and then you can do some rock and rolls to come to a seated position, or you can turn onto your side, whatever feels right for you. Coming back into a comfortable seated position. You can be kneeling, cross-legged, but finding a position that's going to be comfortable for you, eyes closed. Just connecting in with yourself. Palms can be facing down or up. If they're facing down, it's more grounding. If they're facing up, it's more receptive. Do what feels right for your own body. And we're going to be working with a mantra which is hummy, hum, brum, hum. Hum comes from this. It's like when we connect with something that we really love, we enjoy, something that smells nice, tastes nice, feels nice. And then me is about the self, the connection to the I. Brahm is, so B-R-A-U-M, is the connection to the nurturing energy of that mother energy, that yin energy. That doesn't have to represent your mum, it's just this nurturing yin, which is also within the masculine, the male. We both have yin and yang. And then we go back to hum, which in this instance can be contemplative, like So we're going to be doing what is known as a long vowel mantra, and we're splitting this up So every sound we do with a breath, and when we do it like this, we're really, really, really stimulating the thyroid and the parathyroid, and then sending the vibration through to the top palate of your mouth, which then goes through to the hypothalamus, the pituitary, and the pineals are stimulating those, which is known, obviously, not obviously, but third eye. And it sends a resonant frequency throughout the body. So find yourself a comfortable seat. We're going to be doing this for 3 minutes. Now you can do this for up to 5 to 11 minutes, whatever feels right for you. I'm just going to take a swig of my cup's stuck. Water. And the hand positioning is going to be fingertip, thumb tips connecting and placed at the heart, which is really this connection to the electromagnetic frequency, like the biometrics of your heart frequency, your body. So I'm just going to select back into this binary beats that you would have heard before. And then I'm going to demonstrate and join in when you feel ready. So this is what it's going to sound like. Eyes are closed and rolled up to the third eye. Hands just sit in between the solar plexus and the heart. Big inhalation of breath, exhale fully. Inhaling to begin. You can listen or join in. I advise that you join in. 2 more minutes. Connecting in with that energy of your manifestation. Keep going. Through the nose, belly out, squeeze rectum and urinary muscles, hold the breath here, connecting in with that energy. Exhale when you need to and breathe in again through the nose. Hold, suspend this breath, squeeze rectum, urinary. If comfortable, push the belly out. Roll the eyes upwards towards the third eye. Exhale fully. Just stay in this position, eyes closed, rolled up. Mudra, so finger, thumb tips still connecting. Just connecting in with the energy. Keeping the eyes closed, bringing the hands facing upwards, palms facing upwards on the lap. Just breathing naturally, connecting in with any sensations in your body. too much fuss. I want you to write down anything that just intuitively flows from you. So grabbing your journal, your paper, your pen, you can have your eyes closed or open, and just really allowing whatever you feel flow onto the page. And when you're ready, placing your pen down, and I'm going to close this out with 3 long satnams, which mean truth is my identity. So it's a long sat and a short nam. So bringing the thumbs in at the sternum, big inhalation of breath, rolling the eyes upwards towards the third eye, breathing deeply into the belly, elbows splayed out or resting on the rib cage. Exhale fully, breathe in fully, exhale, breathe in to begin. Big inhalation of breath. Taking a bow forwards. Exhaling fully, gently coming to where is comfortable for you. Eyes remaining closed, gently lifting the head back up into position. Just breathing into your existence, feeling perhaps the pulsing beat of your own heart, giving thanks and gratitude to your existence and all life in existence. I bless the good in you. I bless the good in me. I bless the good in all, for your light is all I see. Satnam. So much love, so many blessings. Thank you so much for making this time for you and truly caring and connecting to what is a truly important time in the evolution of all our existence. If you'd like to share your experience with me, then do get in contact with me at hello@mariafen.co.uk, or you can leave your comments in the video below, but I'm always honoured to hear from you. Blessings.